Crypto holds the potential to create life-changing wealth for many people, but only if you do it the right way. It sounds easy. Just buy low and sell high. But sadly, this is not what most people do. And in this video, I want to talk about how pretty much everybody is doing crypto completely wrong and how you can avoid these mistakes so that you don't end up in the majority camp that gets absolutely wrecked. I'm going to tell you everything in this video today as a blockchain developer myself who works this technology on a daily basis, has been in crypto as a holder since 2017 through multiple cycles. And so if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. And while crypto can be a great way to make some money, the best way to make life-changing money in this space is to increase your income by becoming a blockchain developer. And I can show you how to do that over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's talk about how most people are doing crypto wrong, and then also what I think you can do to avoid this type of thing, and also give you some insight to what I'm doing. Okay, so a little bit more about me if you're new around to this channel. I've been in this space since 2017. I've seen multiple cycles. I lost some money at the beginning of 2018 by making some of these same mistakes and making this video. But later, had another cycle and got the opportunities to buy stuff like Ethereum from the $100 to $300 range and did a lot better. Still made a few mistakes, but I've learned from them and want to show you how I plan to play the coming years. And really what I want to do in this video today is not give you a fish, but teach you how to fish, okay? So that you can learn to think for yourself. And that being said, none of this is financial advice. I'm not going to tell you specific cryptocurrencies to buy or even convince you to get into crypto. I'm going to assume that you already are doing that because you clicked on this video. Okay, so in summary, most people way overcomplicate crypto markets. The right thing to do in crypto is buy low and sell high. And that sounds incredibly simple, right? But that's probably not what you did if you were here in the last cycle. It's not always that simple. The timing matters, the amount of money matters, and when you sell, of course, matters. So I want to rephrase the buy low, sell high strategy in different terms, which is basically accumulating crypto while it's cheap and then reducing your position or selling it completely when it's expensive. And the good news is, because the timing matters, I think there is an opportunity on the table to actually execute that strategy now. At least that's what I'm planning on doing and have already started to do. And by doing this, I will most likely outperform a vast majority of people in this space in the coming years. But most people don't want to do this because it's kind of boring and it takes discipline to execute. All right, so let me lay all this out concretely. I'm going to talk about the mistakes themselves and then talk about how to avoid these mistakes, or my plan I'm going to call the right way here. So big mistake number one, which has a lot of other mistakes associated with it, is trying to time the markets. So what are a lot of mistakes people make sort of in this category? Well, number one mistake is active trading, okay? Cryptocurrency is very volatile. It's got these big up and down motions, and people try to call these things in real time. But the problem is that's what causes them to actually buy high and end up selling lower because they're trading on smaller time frames, maybe day trading or trading, every week or every month. And they panic sell with these price fluctuations. Day trading, a lot of people treat it like a job, but you forget day trading is a job that you can lose money at. So in this category of timing the markets, most people are really bad at calling the top or the bottom of any given market. It's easy to look at a price chart like this and say, oh, that was clearly the top. Well, duh. Hindsight's always 20/20, but during the moment, sometimes it takes months and months to know that, oh, that actually was the top. Another way that people try to time the markets is they think they know exactly when the bull market's coming back, which, truth be told, nobody actually really knows. Crypto's only been around so long, and we have very limited data to make those types of forecasts with any degree of accuracy. They also rely way too much on technical analysis and fancy charting to say, oh, when this price is going to do this or when it's going to do that. Now, I don't think technical analysis is completely bad, but most people put way too much stock and trade in it, and it causes them to make really poor decisions and overcomplicates the really simple thing that I'm trying to teach you in this video. And so if those are some of the big mistakes people make, what would be the right way to do this? And really said another way, what do I personally do? Well, if you go back to what I was saying before, like buying crypto while it's cheap and then just waiting and selling when it's expensive, you can really simplify this and say, all right, I personally am going to be buying crypto as long as it's below its previous all-time high. And right now we're many multiples below that. And so that to me looks like a good opportunity. And that's just what I've done. And then just waiting for crypto to break its prior all-time high And whenever it does that, start selling things, like not necessarily all at once, but once it breaks its all-time high, it's probably not a good idea for me personally to start adding to it because it's not a favorable risk reward scenario. Because crypto could really go down from there, but when crypto's, at these price levels, it's way less likely that on a long time frame it's going to be worth less than it is. And I don't pretend on this channel to know exactly when the next crypto market's going to come back, but I do have the assumption it's going to at some point, and in the very least that crypto is going to reach its prior all-time high again on major cryptocurrencies. And my whole strategy is I don't have to know when that's going to happen, but I think about these things in terms of likelihood. It's probably going to come back and yield a 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 10x a lot faster than I could get those types of returns in some other asset class. And so if I stick to my plan of just buying these quality cryptos while they're below their all-time highs and start selling them after their all-time highs, sure, you're not going to get 100x returns, but you don't have to try to find where the top is. And I'm probably going to outperform 99% of people in crypto by doing this. All right, so mistake number 2 that people make, and this really is just about their assumptions, okay? People make a lot of bad assumptions about crypto, like, oh, crypto follows these 4-year cycles, that, the Bitcoin halving is what drives everything. Again, we have such limited history with this asset class that it's really hard to draw those types of conclusions. And that's what leads to most people trying to time the markets and they get absolutely wrecked. Markets are driven by multiple factors. But here are my core set assumptions that I play by. Number 1 is that crypto is here to stay. Okay, crypto is a Pandora's box situation. Pandora's been let out of the box. There's no stuffing it back in. And if you ask stuff like Bitcoin that's been around for over 10 years and stuff like Ethereum that's been around for 6, 7 years, they're probably going to be around for a lot longer. They have a lot of staying power. They've only drawn down so much in their bear cycles. And it's very likely that they're going to break their prior all-time highs in the coming years. Now, again, I don't pretend to know exactly when that's going to happen, but those are my assumptions. But why do I think that? Well, also with things like Ethereum, for example, I really focus on technology that has a lot of use cases. I'm a tech first person. I am a programmer. And when I see all the innovation happening in Ethereum space, there's lots of reasons why people want to demand things like Ethereum or Ether, the asset itself. It's got sound economics behind it. There's lots of fundamentals. But as you create this technology that has real benefits and you have an asset like Ether that's inextricably linked to that, in addition to being able to do things like staking, there's lots of reasons why people want to buy that and lots of reasons why the price will increase in the future. And so that's how I think about it in really broad brushstrokes. But sadly, lots of people overcomplicate this and try to draw way too many conclusions that are really not safe to rest upon. All right, so big mistake number 3 is that people get into a lot of bad projects in crypto. Okay, so there's so many cryptocurrencies out there. There's so much noise. I really only focus on a handful of cryptocurrencies where I make any meaningful investments, okay? And I'm not going to tell you what those are in this video. Again, you can probably go watch my previous videos if you want to know what those are. But lots of people want to try to find the new hot thing. And the real problem with this is that you can literally lose all of your money, okay? So people don't think about this. Like if you invest and it goes to 0, all your money's gone. But if you had, bought stuff that has been around for a really long time, that has lots of price history behind it, and you're not buying above the all-time high, most likely you're not going to lose more than roughly half of what you put in if you had to sell it for some reason. And so for that reason, that's kind of like a safety net. So focus on things that have been around for a long time that actually have fundamentals when you have a strong reason to think why the asset price would go up over time. Saves you from, if you make mistakes and you don't get out when you need to, or you buy when it's too expensive, then you're not going to watch everything go down 99% like a lot of these crazy altcoins can. And again, I don't even know anything about this cryptocurrency right here. I just pulled it up on page 50 of CoinGecko to show a cryptocurrency that's lost almost all its value since it was issued. But by contrast, if you look at something like Bitcoin, for example, again, not telling you to buy Bitcoin, but a long time horizon, Bitcoin's gone up and down, but trending mostly up. All right, the next major mistake people make is their position sizing, okay? And what does this mean? It means, well, how much money, number 1, do you put into crypto? And number 2, how much money do you allocate towards certain cryptos? So behind this, I think is a fundamentally flawed assumption that most people have when they come to the crypto markets that I think causes them to do this the wrong way. They sort of treat crypto like their lifeboat, their only hope to making any type of money in investing. And I don't personally like to treat crypto that way. I like to treat it as sort of a boost to my overall returns. So that means, all the money that I have that I could invest in anything, I'm not going to stick 100% of that money into crypto, okay? Because there's always risk associated with it. I personally put a much smaller amount of that in it because of the ability for it to go up like crazy and execute the strategy that I'm talking about. And if I look at that, that could still overall 5x my entire portfolio, even if I don't put 100% of it into crypto. And what causes people to do this wrong is they're just thinking that they're going to put everything in and they're going to time the markets perfectly. And it's going to cause them to get like some 10, 20, 30, 50, 100x. And they're just going to cash out and sit on a beach somewhere. But almost nobody does this. Okay. Some people get lucky, but almost nobody does. And if you can swallow that pill first and say, okay, I'm going to treat crypto like getting a nice haul through a cycle, but it's not going to be my only hope. If you go ahead and detach yourself from that, that's what I personally do. And it really helps me stomach the volatility and become much happier with the results. And one of the biggest reasons for that is, like I always say on this channel, is, the best way to make life-changing money in this space is to change your career, get into the blockchain space and increase your income to become a blockchain developer. Because most people are looking for crypto to make life-changing money, but you can do that by increasing your salary so that you can, afford to have a better life, pay down debt, medical bills, purchase a home, whatever it is. And that alone will take the pressure off of feeling like you have to make it from crypto. All right, so the next big mistake that I see people making is not learning to think for yourself in the crypto space, okay? So people do this a lot of different ways. Again, I'm trying to make this video to teach you how to think for yourself, not just give you a fish, but teach you how to fish. So way number one that they do this is they outsource their thinking to other people. They might say, well, some guy on Twitter said this, it's a good thing to buy, or that crypto was going to do this by a certain date, or some guy on YouTube said this, and I'm just going to follow exactly what they do and watch their trades. But a lot of people are not actually going to be transparent with what they're doing. They might have different incentives, or maybe they're just dead wrong. Now, I'm not going to throw any individual, creators or influencers under the bus. And you might be saying like, well, hey, you're on YouTube, like talking about crypto. That's true. But again, I'm not telling you to copy me. I'm trying to give you a framework for how I authentically think about this stuff. And other people do this is that they don't have the technical ability to analyze a project and understand whether it's actually a good technology itself. And even if it is, if the cryptocurrency associated with that has any real merit, okay? But one of the benefits of getting technical expertise is so that you can get into this space and, of course, become a developer and have a great career. But that knowledge will also help you think critically and evaluate whether projects are legit, and also, evaluate whether other people are worth listening to as well. And ultimately, just think for yourself. All right, so that's an overview of some of the top mistakes that I see people making when they're doing crypto completely wrong. And so what am I planning on doing differently? Just in summary, what do I kind of consider the right way to do it? Well, basically, buying crypto while it's cheap, which, that's what I'm personally doing right now. I think the markets are cheap because they're below their prior all-time highs. I have the assumption that crypto is going to get back to its next all-time high, at least on major cryptocurrencies, and probably many multiples of that as well. I just don't know exactly how long that's going to take. I don't really care. As long as I do what I'm doing, I think that that's going to give me outsized returns beyond other asset classes on a similar time frame, okay? And once crypto reaches that all-time highs, that's when I plan on beginning to take profits. Maybe not necessarily everything, and maybe continue to take profits as the markets continue to trend higher, and probably not add to my core positions once we've broken all-time highs, unless we then go back down and go into another extended period below those all-time highs. And in doing this, I will avoid all the mistakes that I've outlined in this video. Some of these I've made myself in the past, some of them I watch others make. But in doing this, I will likely outperform 99% of people who get involved in the space. So I hope you like this video. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps these videos out so I'm able to learn about blockchain. And if you're tracking with exactly what I'm saying in this video, then you have to understand the best way to make life-changing money in this space is not to put all your eggs in the basket of hoping that crypto is just going to make you an instant millionaire. The best way to do it is to change your career, break in the industry, and become a blockchain developer so that you can increase your salary. And that's probably going to unlock the life that you were actually looking for. And so if you want to do that, I can show you exactly how over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You really don't have to be an expert to get started today. I thought people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.